Hello, I'm Mystic Orange and this is video hashtag 692. In this video, I'm reviewing Winx Club Season 4 Episode 12. So in this episode, Roxy earns her Believix. This is why I included this episode in my review. I didn't review episode 11 because nothing important really happened. Well, nothing important for me to discuss. Also, I wouldn't want to, review the last episode anyway. It was a terrible episode. I was like, just skip it. I'm just gonna say it, like, Stella was so rude in that episode, and Layla deserved better. And I didn't like that, Layla was the one that had to apologize when she did nothing wrong. It was Stella who messed up. But I did like that episode for Techna's involvement because she was into superheroes, and I like that that episode was about superheroes, and I thought it was really fun. Techna getting into like sci-fi and superheroes. It seems like this is something what Techna would enjoy. I would wish there was more episodes of Techna obsessing over superheroes. Anyway, we're not talking about that episode right now. We're talking about this episode, episode 12, where Roxy earns her Believix. Anyway, let's get into this video. Hey, I wanted to point out that I tried to make an intermission for this video, but I decided to keep the intermission separate from this video. Mainly because like the intermission is like 10 minutes long. And I didn't want the video to be longer than it needs to. Maybe that's what I need to do in the future, keep the intermission separate from my reviews. Because I don't want the reviews being longer than it needs to. Because I understand like some people's attention span isn't that long. Every day I'm learning. Okay, the episode starts with the pet filler. I mean, the pets are really cute, but it's really boring when we're seeing the Winx, do their work. Like seeing the Winx do their work in the first episode of the job was fun to see, but seeing it throughout every episode is like it gets boring to see. Mainly because they do the same thing every episode. Like it's like the Winx need to repeat themselves or what they do. Like, of course, we already know that Layla does the exercise, Flora does the medication and whatever. Stella does the pampering, Misa does the singing and dancing. We don't need this being repeated. Anyway, let's move on to something a lot more interesting. And I'm glad this shopping filler is like limited. So anyway, Roxy gave R2 the ability to speak. I think it's really impressive for a beginner. Like Roxy gave R2 ability to speak. That is impressive. Even for a beginner, like she should be proud of herself. This reminds me back in like season 1, like when Bloom started, learning about magics. She could barely turn a group of pencil in a one giant big pencil. Like remember when like Stella tried to make Bloom turn the pencils back into the pot because Bloom found that difficult to do. And similarly, in like, I think in episode 3, we had that episode of where Whiskers tried to teach the girls how to change their hair, and Bloom couldn't able to do it. So for a beginner, this is impressive of Roxy. Okay, since Roxy gave Artie the ability to speak, Roxy gives this ability to the Winx's fairy pets as well as Kiko. Now that's really impressive because not only does she, put the spell on one animal, but she now uses the spell on 8. And to me, this is really Roxy enhancing her powers. She's doing better than Bloom as a beginner. I bet Kiko has been waiting all his lifetime just to talk to Bloom and the others. Just think about the so many times in the past where like Kiko would point signals to the Winx. Okay, then we got this bit with Roxy. She has all the insecurities about, being a fairy now. She just wants to be a regular girl on Earth. She doesn't want these magical things. But I'm not too sure about this advice that Bloom and the Wings give to Roxy. Well, I feel like, Bloom is, talking about her experience. Like she can open up about herself to her parents, Mike and Vanessa. I feel like, of course, that will be true for Bloom and her parents. And I'm not gonna say that Roxy's parent is bad. I think Klaus is really good as a parent for Roxy. But even still, like I think Roxy needs to be comfortable in telling her father. But I also don't understand how like telling your parent, makes you feel better. If anything, this would make you feel worse. Because not only you're going to experience something that's like very out of the world, but you're also putting your parent at line of risk. I just think it's really important for Roxy to be comfortable and ready to, share her feelings towards her father. I don't think the Winx are or Bloom or are empathizing with Roxy here. Like she doesn't need to, tell her father anything. All she needs is to be comforted about her situation. And if she wants to tell her father about this, it should be when she's mentally ready. I also think this situation with Roxy and her father is different to Bloom and her parents. Like Mike and Vanessa are both are on Earth, and Klaus is also from Earth, but they're kind of different from each other. Like Mike and Vanessa, knew about magic before Klaus did. Like if we remember in the original show, I mean original season one, like Daphne sent Bloom through our portal, through our fire in our through our apartment, and like Mike got Bloom out of there. And since then, like Mike and Vanessa adopted Bloom. So magic already was, shown to Mike and Vanessa, and they experienced it in first hand. For Klaus, Rox is just going to show magic to Klaus, and he's going to be all confused and everything. So I think Klaus's reaction to this is going to be much more different. Yes, he's going to be supportive, but just like any old Earthling, they're going to be like very worried about Roxy. Okay, so Roxy takes the Winx's advice of, telling her father everything. I still think this is like a bad idea. Like Roxy should do this when she's ready. So this, event with her father, it proves that yes, this is a bad idea. And I shit you not, I think when I first saw this, like during like 2010s, this bit, used to scare me. I can't tell you how dark this is. It's a bit similar to in like season one, where like the Winx kidnapped Stella. Remember that time where like Darcy pretended to be Stella, and she took the ring. I mean, she was trying to look for the ring, but it was still an like really eerie thing. And what made it eerie is because like you think it's Stella, but she's acting really strange. It's similar to here, where like Roxy's father seems familiar, but is acting strange too. I mean, the music really helps with this suspense because, like Roxy's father, he's busy like reading a newspaper and barely pays attention to Roxy. it's like he's not showing any emotion towards her. I swear, like this scene is really dark. And while Roxy tries to, use her spells to prove, like, she's a fairy, she uses magic, like, her father is still, like, can't notice what she's doing. And then we find out why, Roxy's father is acting strange. We find out it's really Demon. You know what? I blame the Winx for this. This was their idea. But also, if they didn't do this, what would have happened to Roxy's father? I will say one of the darkest moments in Whistle is the kidnapping bit. Like there are moments in the Whistle Club, kidnapping has happened, like this one, and also like Stella from season 1. But there has been other kidnapping, like in season 2 where Bloom gets kidnapped by Avalon. So eventually, the Wizard of the Black Circle kidnapped Roxy and presumably her father too. I think also in this scenario, Roxy demonstrates her power again, and again she's just really impressing me. I think she does like a mind reading spell to R2, telling the R2 to retreat. I think that's a smart idea. If R2 escapes, not only he is going to be safe, but he can do a better job at looking for the Winx to assist to find Roxy and help her. I just don't understand why the Wizard of the Black Circle didn't take out R2 as well. I mean, they just got Roxy now, they can just take her. Anyway, R2 catches up to the Winx to help him find Roxy. Anyway, since the Winx hear the news, they transform into the Believix, and then they transform into the Zoomix to get to Roxy's place. Anyway, we get something new in this scene. This is the first time the Winx use their Tracix wings. And with this ability, they can see what happened in the past. So using this Tracix wings, they can see what happened to Roxy. The Wizard of the Black Circle has kidnapped her. Okay, we have seen all 3 of the wings. We have seen Zoomix wings, Speedix wings, and we have seen Tracix wings. Out of the 3, I think Tracix is the most interesting. If I had to rank all 3, Tracix would be the most interesting and Speedix will be the least interesting. I mean, with this ability, they can literally look into the past. And I think that this is really like interesting power to have. It's like a mystery, like, oh, you're wondering what would happen into someone's past with using Tracix wings. And you're looking into like new information. And I think for that, this is like the most useful wings of them all. I will say Zoomix is the second most interesting. I mean, it's basically the teleportation wings. That's basically what it is. But what makes it Zoomix less interesting is because the Winx have used teleportation like nearly most seasons. Like this is the only time they need need to teleport. Besides, we have 2 main characters in the cast that uses teleportation. Like, for example, Stella uses her scepter to teleport to places. And secondly, Techna uses a portal device to also teleport to different places. So those 2 have this ability. And also, like, we have seen the Winx use teleportation before, like in season 2 when Bloom and her friends went to Gardenia for Halloween. And Bloom, took the pixies with them. I mean, we can't forget the spell, Transport Us Back Homus. That's like the iconic focus spell. This is why I don't think like Zoomix is as interesting as it seems. Because this is something they have done before, and looking into some in the past, this is something they have done before. I mean, Flora could have this ability of looking into the past because she can talk to the trees, but that's she only can talk to the trees. But with Trace, it's just more fascinating. And I feel like, it's more enhanced. Like, you're actually looking into the past. And out of the three, Speedix is the least interesting of them all. Which, it gives the Winx the ability to, fly really fast. Which by itself is kind of boring to think about. And wouldn't the Winx naturally, fly fast anyway? Also, out of the three, when it comes to the looks, I think Trace's looks the prettiest. I love how intricate the designs are for Trace's. And I like how the color arrangements are for the wings for Trace's. It's more, intricate looking. And also with the looks, I would rank Zoomix at second. I mean, the Zoomix wings look nice, but it's kind of generic. It's not really all that special to me. And for Speedix is downright ugly. I'm not a fan of the Speedix wings at all. Also for the Speedix wings, they don't look aerodynamic for a speedy transformation. Anyway, the Wizard of the Black Circle leaves a message, kind of like a voicemail. This is really interesting. So they said to the Wiz that they have kidnapped Roxy and they got to hand over the white circle as an exchange. They need to hand it over to a demon to in order to save Roxy. And I think this is really important to think about. Like, they know that the Wizard of the Black Circle won't, they know they're gonna trick them. They're not gonna, have the bargain. And then Demon is gonna be in the future music bar disguised as Rick. So like the Winx say like they know they can't do anything to because in a crowded place. I mean they got to protect the future music bar and the people in it. But here's my question, why focus your attention in giving the white circle? Why not put your attention in looking for Roxy? Because that's really the most important part. Like the Winx don't need to hand over the white circle. They can, hand over a fake one. Just don't give them anything. And why can't the Winx not split themselves up? Why not let three of them go looking for Roxy and three of them heading to the fruity music bar? They don't have to do everything together. Also, what's Ogon's obsession with the white circle? I know that that's what he needs, but he already has Roxy. Like, why not do that first before getting the white circle? I think his job is to capture the last Earth Fairy, and why doesn't he not just do that? I just think the Wizard of the Black Circle, would have done something smart. Like if he's gonna get the Winx, to give him the white circle, I would have just lied to the Winx and said like, hey, the Roxy is safe. Just hand over the white circle, or she won't get hurt. But the thing is, if I was the Wizard of the Black Circle, I would have already captured Roxy, and she's already in danger. That's really my headspace around this situation. Honestly, the pairs are doing better job than the Winx at looking for Roxy. It's completely sad that I'm pathetic that even the pairs are doing better job than the Winx. I love seeing the pairs stepping up, making themselves relevant for this episode. I love seeing their misadventures in this episode of looking for Roxy. I just wish their personalities were a bit more interesting, like the Pixies are. There are moments that I found cute, like Chico, eating seeds with other birds. And it's funny to see because like Chico is like different size to the other birds. Like Chico's a duckling, and the other birds are like pigeons, and they're trying some seeds. I just thought that was funny. Okay, I know it's not intentional, but this is actually kind of funny. Of just the Wizard of the Black Circle working at the Fruity Music Bar. Well, it's really demon in disguise, but you have Ogron and Anagon in the table. Like, what it looks like is they're just drinking beer while sitting down. That's what I think when they're sitting down like that. It's just funny seeing like the villains doing something casual. It's giving like don't mind me, I'm just drinking with my bros. But I really hate the fact that the Winx are being so incompetent. Like all six of them are going to the Fruity Music Bar to look for the Wizard of the Black Circle. I know that the fact that they are there, but you know their job is to look for Roxy as well. I'm just saying, just split yourselves up. You don't all have to do everything together. I think like three of you, need to stop the Wizard of the Black Circle in the Fruity Music Bar. But three of you need to look for Roxy. That's your mission. And honestly, all of you just needed to, follow RT. That's all they needed to do because he knows where Roxy is. Also, the fact that, he can sniff, Roxy's trail. Anyway, something unthinkable happens. While Ganlos has Roxy and Klaus in a hostage. Archie tries, saving Roxy and, Klaus. And then, Ganlos uses his power to attack R2. I mean, you could hurt anyone, but you hurt R2, you're going to get it. And something amazing happens. Roxy evolves and she earns her Believix. And this is an amazing peak for Roxy. And you know what? She really deserved it. I think we have seen throughout the season that Roxy really evolved herself. Like she really had shown herself that she can do she can do well in magic. And I think her earning her Believix, she earned it really well. I mean, we've seen in this episode, like she using her powers to give voices to the pets. I think that there were signs already that, like, her powers are evolving. So here we are, Roxy is in her Believix. And she is so gorgeous. I love the green and pink. Although, however, there is a debate in the Winx fandom, like whether or not if this is Believix or if it's Magic Winx. I do think it is Believix. I mean, the designs are kind of similar to the other six girls' Believix. Although you could say it does look similar to Magic Winx as well. I mean, their colors are kind of similar to what a Magic Winx would look like. And the wings do look similar to, I believe, it's wings. But I think it's kind of debated, like, for Magic Winx, the wings, could be anything. That's what I like about Magic Winx, is that the wings can be creative as you want. But, it does look like Believix. I do think like there's also other issues as well. Like, while she's really pretty with her green and pink, I think some people think like, oh, there are other characters in the group that has this color combination. Like for example, Flora and Layla has this color combination. Like Flora, her main color is pink, but her secondary color is green. Whereas Layla, her main color is green, but her secondary color tends to be pink. And I think for Roxy, because she has like pink and green color combination, people think they could have, had new colors for her. I mean, she already has a pink green color in her casual outfit as well. That is also something need to be thought of. And there's also other aspects that people are thinking about. Like, she has pink hair, but so does Techna. I think what people would want is like if they had to redesign Roxy, she could have looked a bit more unique. Because what Roxy looks like, she looks like the other characters together. I mean, she even has like eyes similar to Misa. I think that's what it is. And besides, we have like 6 main characters. Like Blue main color is blue. Stella main color is orange. Misa main color is red. Techno main color is purple. Flora main color is green. I mean pink. Main color is pink. Ignore what I said there. Layla main color is green. And people are thinking like Roxy could have had her own color. That perhaps yellow could have been her main color. And also with this other ideas, people think Roxy could have been a unique ethnicity. Like, the characters of Winx they're not based on reality either, but you could say like they're racially coded. So you have Musa who is East Asian coded. You have Flora who is like Latina coded, and you have Layla who is like Black African coded. And people wondering if Roxy was redesigned, they could have given Roxy like some racial coded aspect to her. My idea probably like South Asian coded or maybe like Middle Eastern coded. That will be something interesting to see. And this kind of solidifies like, does Roxy count as a 7th member of the Winx? I feel like this is also a debacle in the Winx fandom. I personally think the Winx does not need a 6th or 7th member, because I feel like, I mean, we do need 6 members, we have Layla, but we don't need like 7 or 8 more members, because like the cast will be bloated. There'll be too many characters to think about, and I'm glad that like we only have the 6 main characters being the main characters. I think that's totally fine. But what I do think Roxy should have kept as a secondary role. And I do think this is how I also feel about Murta. And I also feel like if we're going to make Roxy be the 7th member, I think Murta should have also been the member as well. Like, we have had a moment with Murta being like, I think like we're not gonna have like, if Roxy is going to be a member of the Winx Club, I'm not gonna have her be a member without Murta being a member. That's just my headspace. And I also think like, characters like Murta, Roxy, they could have been set as like the secondary role, or like second club, and they don't have to be the main club. Like, I think 6 is a nice round number for a Winx Club. I mean, it might fit the rainbow theme because, we have 6 characters with 6 different colors. Having a 7th member with yellow color would, fit the rainbow theme. Like, you have Misa being red, you have Stella being orange, you have Layla being green, and you have Bloom being blue, Techna being purple, and Flora being pink. And if you fit Roxy as a yellow color, she could fit between like Stella and Layla. By the way, this is just a side run. This is about Murta. Like if I don't like that in the Winx universe that Murta got a pink outfit. I think I mentioned this in like when I reviewed season 3. I think I would have preferred Murta wearing black color in her fairy outfit. So that's my discussion about that. But I also think like this whole debate about if Roxy has earned Believix or Magic Winx, I think if we had to rewrite this, I think Roxy should have earned Magic Winx, not Believix. I understand what they were going for, like she unwillingly earned Believix. Kind of like how in season 3, Bloom unwillingly earned Enchantix. But it didn't have to be that way. Like Roxy could have earned Magic Winx and that could have been fine. And this is kind of similar to how Bloom earned her Magic Winx in season 1. Like, like Bloom earned her Magic Winx out of desperation. And this is Roxy earning her Believix out of desperation. Her transformation out of desperation. And I think this is something I know, like, in these transformations, you need something to required to earn that transformation. Like for Charmix, you have to do something introspective to earn Charmix. In Enchantix, you got to save someone from your home world, and in Believix, you got to make people believe in you. But this is something I think about when it comes to Magic Winx. I think when people earn Magic Winx, it's throughout desperation. I think people earn Magic Winx if they have something traumatic experience happen to them. Kind of like how Bloom earned her Magic Winx throughout, traumatic experience with the tricks. And in here, like, Roxy is having a traumatic experience with Gantlos, hurting her dog. So that's really my headspace about, Roxy earning Believix or whatever. Anyway, with Roxy in her Believix, she kicks Gantlos' ass. She summons a group of rats, attacking Gantlos. However, because, Roxy doesn't have the same level of power like Gantlos, he also does fight back. She may have Believix, but that doesn't mean she's impressive. I think this is kind of similar to how Bloom earned her Magic Winx back in season 1. Like, just because she earned her Magic Winx doesn't mean she'll outmatch the tricks. Like, even though she earned her Magic Winx, the tricks were still able to kick her ass. And this is what's happening with Roxy and Gantlos. Like, yes, she's showing herself, but Gantlos will still have the upper hand. By the way, while watching this, we have the fairy pets talking and we have Kiko talking. And this is something, because I'm watching the Nickelodeon version of this episode right now. I think Kiko's voice changes. Like I hear Kiko, trying to read for Roxy, but his voice is completely different how he sounded earlier. Like he sounds like a child, not like a rabbit. It's not a big deal, but it's just really funny. Also, what the heck were the Winx were doing throughout this whole time? They've been just standing around in the future music bar, just wasting their time with the Wizard of the Black Circle, while Demon is, pretending to be Klaus. I'm just fed up of the Winx girls just being bimbos throughout this whole episode, or throughout the whole season, really. Throughout the whole season, the Winx were just bimbos. That's how I feel about them. Anyway, the Winx, begin to have a battle with the Wizard of the Black Circle, mainly Ogron, Anagon, and Demon, because, Gantlos is with Roxy. And alongside them, the specialists join in with the fight. But not gonna lie, I like this interaction between both Layla and Nabil, and Tammy and Tekna. I just find it really cute. First of all, I like this interaction with Nabu and Layla. Their interaction is very wholesome and very sweet. They're very affectionate with each other. Like Layla's worried about Nabu, and Nabu is worried about Layla, and Nabu, making her feel reassured that he's okay. So that's really cute, and I just like this banter between like Tekna and Timmy. Like the specialists are coming here to save the day, but like really Tekna is also saving them. And I like that Timmy is acknowledging that, Tekna is saving them as well. I like wholesome, healthy relationships. And arguably, these two couples are probably one of my favorite couples in the entire show. And this is a really impressive move coming from Layla. She basically manhandled all three of the Wizard of the Black Circle with her magic powers. She used Morphic Tidal Wave just to kick their ass. I like that both Tekna and Layla are being badass bitches in this fighting scene, and don't you forget it. Also, not to forget how badass Nabu is in this fighting as well. I love how Nabu stopped the Wizard of the Black Circle's attack just by reopening those umbrellas again. These three people have shown really great fighting choreographies. The Winx then find the magic trail from Roxy, and then they soon get caught up with Roxy. I don't understand how the magic works. How haven't they not caught Roxy's magic trail before? And I also don't understand this ending. Why did the Wizard of the Black Circle give up so easily? I understand it's just four of them. There are seven Wiz characters and six specialists, but they look like they could hold their own. And the episode ends with Wizards leaving. It's not a satisfying way to end the episode. Okay, now with the abrupt ending, the review is now over. It's time to summarize my favorite and my least favorite part about this episode. My favorite part about this episode is everything to do with Roxy. Like I've explained my reasoning why she's so good in this episode. And my least favorite thing about this episode is everything to do with the Winx. Again, I've explained my thoughts about how I feel about them as well. I can't believe how low our bar is. The fact that pets are better at finding Roxy than the Winx. And everything else about the Winx is just very stupid. Anyway, my review is over. Thank you for listening. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and have a lovely day.